little babies.
Thank you, Irene.
Thank you, Irene.
She asked about that the other day.
And
It's just like, what's this thank you, Irene, at the beginning of the show? I'm like, there's a very soft-spoken woman that comes on and says your video is being recorded. We just call her Irene.
we thank her.
We thank you. It's a polite thing to do.
It seems like she should be more happy about that than generally the way that she's brought up in the show.
I was thinking that. It was a hot day. I didn't want to bother her too much, so I didn't really bring it out. But I was like, I don't know why you're mad about this.
She's affected by the weather when talking about mother jokes? Is that how
it was hot? Works? I was just, well, when it's hot out, I get very stressful and aggravated.
Okay, you didn't want to
You think this body does good in the hot heat? No.
You didn't want to deal with the repercussion sweat of uncomfortable conversation with your mother.
No sweat coming down on me. It's just a bad look. I'm trying to eat my pasta salad.
Now I get the I love salad. Pasta salad.
Potato salad.
Potato salad. Pasta salad. Mayo in that? Yeah, I love it.
Fucking A. Yeah.
Love it.
My mom uses Spam in hers too. Oh.
I love salad. Okay. It's all coming around now.
See?
It's good to be back. Welcome to Some of My Sports Show, Fat Tuesday edition. Checking back in after vacation. July 13th. Welcome to the show.
Good job, Richard.
Thanks. When we do these back to backs, I can remember. I'm also
boom.
Nice. I'm not going to question it. Didn't make a lot of sense, but that's fine.
Back to back?
It's been a while. It's been a while for you.
I tucked it between my legs, back to back.
There's no fucking way you have the physical capabilities to make that happen.
Or make it long enough.
I just got the image. God damn it. Speaking of back-to-backs, White Birch Brewing should be your beer of choice this summer. They got beautiful, delicious sours to quench your thirst. A little something more interesting, something a lot more interesting to start your day out, your Sundays off with 11 percenters if you're into that, like Dr. Big Mac. Whatever you do, go check them out. They're down there in Nashua, New Hampshire. Address, please.
460 Amherst Street.
The good side of Amherst Street. Get yourself a flight. Get yourself a pint. Get yourself some merchandise. Head on down to the brewery. If you can't make it there, check your local beer store. Get yourself a 4-pack. Wherever you get it, tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. White Birch Brewing. We're going to do a little bit of catching back up.
Love it.
We took our first company-wide vacation for a week. Recharge the batteries. Come back in fresh. Bill hasn't made it back. Bill hasn't made it back and informed us he's going to need another one of these in a month. So that's fine, no problem. We're back. Let's dive back into last week's kind of biggest stories and just just make sure we're up to date in the sports world of what's going on. Let's start with the big one in Hockey Canada news. Lightning take down the Canadiens in a gentleman's sweep after a Canadians snuck one out there in overtime. I was really hoping that they went down 4-0. They deserve to. Mm-hmm. They were absolutely no match. The Lightning are the first Stanley Cup back-to-back winner since the Penguins in 2016, 2017, and firmly cement. Wait, was that wrong?
No, back-to-back. There it is.
Yeah, sorry. Fuck, I missed that. Firmly cemented themselves as one of the best teams of this era, and they're not going away. So your reaction on the Stanley Cup, and I will tell you, on purpose, I watched 0 minutes of this Stanley Cup. I boycotted it because fuck both of those teams. It's a boring. The way the NHL ended up doing their divisions, I don't think worked. I think that it put a lot of teams unfairly in bad positions, mainly the Bruins and Islanders and the East division teams. And that Canadian team was a product of a pussy Canada division, and you saw it in the finals.
Yeah, of course. And you don't, as a Bruins fan, you don't want to root for either. Canadians are your arch nemesis right there up on the north. Sorry, I had to save myself there. And Tampa Bay is that new juggernaut down south. Like, they're just going to keep winning. They keep stacking their lines,
Yeah.
cheating the system, doing what they got to do. So yeah, I didn't watch a single minute. I am a hockey guy,
Yeah, we
true
know.
and true. I decided not to watch any time of that.
We know. And the Canadians are shitty to watch. They were never going to keep up. They got completely outclassed. You know who should be really embarrassed about this? The Las Vegas Golden Knights. How in the world did you lose to this team? Like the Toronto, fine, perfect. That should have happened. That's wonderful. The Jets, the Winnipeg Jets, got swept by the Canadians. That tells you alone that Canada division were frauds, and the Oilers were beat by the Jets. That whole division were frauds. But the Canadians beating the Golden Knights, who were one of the favorites for the Stanley Cups this year, Marc-Andre Fleury,
Vezina
got
Trophy
the Vezina.
winner.
As Bill likes to say, Vezina Trophy winner. He knows them all, apparently. How do you let that Canadian team beat you? They will be kicking themselves, and they're going to have to maybe not blow it up, but their salary cap issues are real. They're going to have to do some work here. They went for it this year, and they should have got to the Cup finals. Whether they beat the Lightning, probably not, but they should be embarrassed for losing to that Canadians team.
Yeah. And then Colorado must be kicking themselves in the ass for losing to Vegas, because they could have taken the Canadians and had one of the dream matchups that everyone was hoping for, was the Avalanche against the Lightning. So, yeah, I think there's several teams kicking themselves in the ass for not making it to the finals.
And McKinnon knew it too. I mean, that press conference after he lost is like, I haven't won shit in 9 years. This is getting ridiculous. I think everyone knew it. And we're seeing it in the NBA with the Suns and the Bucks making it with the 2 years of COVID interruptions and everything that's gone on, the injury bug in the NBA, the weird divisions in hockey. It's been more wide open these past 2 years for anybody to win it than it's been in a really, really long time. And luckily in the NBA, we're seeing some benefits of that. Looks like, the Suns are an unlikely team to win a championship in the NBA in decades. Unfortunately, the fucking Lightning are 18 million over the cap, and they steamrolled like everyone kind of thought they would. That was probably going to be the case no matter what.
Yeah.
But yeah, those teams in the West, they should be kicking themselves in the ass for letting that fucking Canadian team walk in there and beat them. Unbelievable.
Also, real quick, I don't know if you saw after Montreal won in overtime, what they did to that city, the celebrating they did, like they just won the Stanley Cup. That alone would piss me off.
Well, you know who did see it?
Who?
Kucherov. Did you see that press conference that he did after? That was all time.
Yeah.
Shirt off, crushing a Bud Light. The first, I forget his name, the reporter that they called on to, I think it's from Sports Illustrated, asked the first question. Let's call him John Smith. Kucherov was so fucking drunk. They just said his name, and he almost spit his beer out laughing just because the name made him laugh. John Smith, your first. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, go ahead, Johnny. What's your question, Johnny?
Anyway, for him to go on and rip on the Habs fans for that Game 4 and acting like they won the Stanley Cup, come on. And then he's talking about Vasilevsky, who gets the Conn Smythe. He gets the MVP, the goalie of the Lightning. And he's talking about giving Marc-Andre Fleury the Vezina. He's like, no, number one bullshit. I'm going to use that line forever. Fuck that. That is number one bullshit.
We need to find a Russian friend. I think that'd be fun to party with. After seeing that press conference, they just look like fun time.
Those guys are awesome. Yeah, the number one bullshit, and then shitting on Montreal fans for celebrating in Game 4, acting like they won something. Good for them, because Montreal fans are the worst. The worst. I can't. You know what? I didn't watch any of it, and the Lightning, you got to give them credit for how good they are. I hate rooting. I would never root for them. I hate to see them win, but watching the Canadians lose watching their fans lose never gets old.
It's awesome. It's a great feeling.
Amazing. Vasilevsky gets the Conn Smythe. He deserves it. He's the best goalie in hockey. I don't know why people are, there's even a question about that. And 2-2. He's on my 10-year, $10,000 Silverline Sports Show expansion draft that Bill gave me shit for.
He did.
Bill has Gordie Howe on his right wing.
And Ray Bork.
So good for him.
Yeah.
And good for the Lightning. Congrats to them. So it's the Penguins, Blackhawks, and Lightning in this era of NHL
teams.
Hockey.
Yeah,
certainly knocks you down a peg, Bruins. Certainly knocks them down a peg.
Fuck yeah. And I put the Lightning at the best of the best right there. Out of those, Pittsburgh obviously had Sidney Crosby, so I put them 2, and then the Blackhawks little run there. But Patrick Kane, I put them 3. But this Lightning thing, what you're seeing right now, I think is the best team that you've seen in a long, long time. I think since they're like late 90s Detroit Red Wings teams. Like this is that kind of team.
Yeah, they're stacked. They're absolutely stacked, top to bottom. We'll see what they do. And we are at our conversation with our friends in the North about the Lightning moving forward and, not being able to really sign their bottom 6 players, which I think is true. That's going to hurt them. I mean, they're so stacked, it might not, they might not run with dominance. They still probably will be a big threat. But them being able to run all 4 lines all season long is huge. It's a huge part of their dominance.
Can't stop them.
Can't stop any of them. And they'll have a couple holes in the back end of their defense too. But yeah, their main core is young and paid and not going anywhere and continue to get better. So, yep, that's going to be hard as Bruins fans to continue to watch that. They're going to be in your way.